Title optional. The man who let his work speak in a quiet Indian village surrounded by dusty roads and golden fields lived a farmer named Vikram. He was not rich. He was not educated beyond basic school. His clothes were simple, his house small, and his hands were always rough from years of hard labor. But Vikram had something that made people smile in disbelief: big dreams. Every evening, when farmers gathered near the tea stall, conversations flowed easily. Some spoke about politics, some complained about the weather, and others talked about how life had never been fair to them. Vikram used to listen quietly, but sometimes his dreams slipped into the conversation. "I want to turn my land into the most fertile farm in this region," he once said softly. "I want to grow crops that people said could never grow here. I want my children to study without worrying about money." The laughter came quickly. "Dreams don't fill empty stomachs," one man joked. "Stick to what you know, Vikram," another said. "A farmer dreaming like a businessman." Someone laughed. At first, Vikram tried to explain. He spoke about new methods he had read about. He talked about water management, soil care, and patience. But every explanation invited more mockery. The more he talked, the smaller he felt. Slowly, something changed inside him. One night, sitting outside his mud house under a sky full of stars, Vikram made a quiet decision. He would stop talking about his dreams, not because they were wrong, but because they were precious. From the next day, Vikram became silent. At the tea stall, he listened but did not speak. When others complained, he nodded and walked away. People noticed. Has Vikram finally accepted reality? They said. Maybe he gave up. Others assumed, but Vikram had not given up. He had begun. Before sunrise, he was already in his fields. He studied the soil carefully. He experimented with small changes instead of big risks. He saved money instead of spending it on unnecessary things. When a crop failed, he did not complain. He observed. He learned to collect rainwater using simple trenches. He composted farm waste instead of burning it. He planted trees along the borders of his land to protect crops from harsh winds. None of it was fast, none of it was easy, and none of it was talked about. Years passed. Some seasons were cruel, rains came late, crops failed, debts grew. There were nights Vikram lay awake, staring into darkness, wondering if the village had been right all along. But each morning he stood up. Silent, focused, steady. One year, something unusual happened. While nearby farms struggled, Vikram's field stayed green longer. His soil held moisture when others dried out. His crops stood stronger against pests. Slowly, people noticed. Why does Vikram's land look different? What is he doing that we are not? They asked him questions now. Vikram smiled politely but did not boast. He showed them. He explained only when asked. He shared without pride. Soon, buyers from nearby towns began visiting his farm. His produce was healthier, his yields more reliable. For the first time in his life, Vikram earned more than just survival. But the greatest change was not in his bank account. It was in respect. The same men who once laughed now listened carefully. The tea stall conversations changed. Hard work speaks. Someone said one evening, "Vikram never argued. He proved." Another added, "Vikram's children went to better schools. His wife no longer worried every night. His home was still simple, but it was peaceful." One evening, a young boy from the village approached him. "Uncle," the boy said, "people laugh at my dreams too. What should I say to them?" Vikram looked at the boy's hopeful eyes and replied gently, "Say nothing. Work quietly. Let time answer for you." The boy nodded, understanding more than words could teach. Vikram never became famous. He never gave speeches. His story never appeared in newspapers. But his life became a lesson written clearly on the land he touched. That dreams do not need applause, only action. That silence is not weakness when it is filled with effort, and that success is loud enough on its own. If you are tired of explaining yourself, if you are exhausted from being doubted, if your dreams feel heavy because no one believes in them, remember Vikram, stop talking, start doing, and let your life speak.